Hey traders, let's take a moment to thank and feature one of our top sponsors, FX2 Funding. If you're looking to get funded, listen up. FX2 is offering traders the chance to trade with up to $200,000 in simulated capital and receive up to 85% of their results. If you're interested in getting started, use the link being dropped in the chat or the link down in the description below. If you pass the evaluation, you'll receive your feedback and gain access to your new account. FX2 allows traders access to a wide range of assets and allows traders to hold their trades over the weekend. FX2 is giving A1 Trading Show fans 15% off the evaluation fee if you use promo code A1Trading15. So if you'd like to learn more, again, use the link being dropped in the chat or the link down in the description below and use code A1Trading15 at checkout for a discount on any of their evaluations. Now back to the show. Hey traders, let's take a moment to thank and feature one of
All right, guys, and we are back here for another live stream. And no James today, but it seems like we might be getting a guest appearance from, well, not really a guest. He's here every stream. He is, of course, the behind-the-scenes producer who makes this stuff possible here. Maybe we could say hello for a moment to Chandler. Hey, Chandler, how's it going?
Hello.
Good to have you back.
I'm doing James's little segment today. Let me make sure I'm in frame here. I've got the news for the week pulled up, and so some things to look ahead on for those who are interested. We've got CAD CPI on tomorrow at 8:30, and it looks like on Wednesday at 2 we've got FOMC. Ooh, might have to get a hold of Chris Pulver for that one.
Yeah, that one will be big.
Yeah, that'll be Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Thursday, looks like we got unemployment claims. There's always something going on Thursday. And then finally Friday, looks like Flash Services PMI at 9:45. So not a ton of stuff, but a lot of big stuff, it looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week because it starts out a little bit slow. As you mentioned, we pretty quickly jumped to Wednesday, which is the real big one, which mostly has to do with, the Federal Reserve. Pretty big rule of thumb here when it comes to, for traders and for these shows, when we're coordinating them, pretty much anytime there's something that the Fed is up to, you guys know we'll be here trying to cover it for you. But yeah, pretty big week, the second half of the week with the Fed speaking and PMI numbers, as you mentioned, Chandler. So should be a pretty interesting week. And Chandler, thank you for filling in for James. He's out this week, of course. We'd love to have the news reads or the what to expect from our producers. So Chandler, thank you very much. And shout out to you as always for making the show possible.
Goodbye, everybody.
See ya. There we go, guys. So that is a little bit of the week ahead. Big thing I would say that Chandler mentioned there was, of course, Wednesday's Fed stuff, but it's a big central bank week. So pointed out by Chandler, we have, again, the Wednesday report, but we also have the Swiss National Bank speaking. We have the Bank of Japan this week. We have, I think, something out of, it's either the UK or it's out of ECB. I think I might have, let's see, let's just go ahead and double check. I want to make sure that I get this right so that we're here for the shows. Yeah, there we go. It's the UK. Sorry about that. So it is the decision on the UK central bank, right? The Bank of England, of course, will be making some moves on Thursday. Big day on Thursday between the Swiss National Bank, the official bank rate out of the UK, and of course, unemployment claims. Really big back half of the week. Starts out a little quiet, but we will be, of course, here for those major movements in the markets. Let's take a look just kind of around the room first before we jump into a bunch of charts. Let's kind of just get a high-level view of how the market is moving here today. We have the NASDAQ, which has sold off pretty hard here, finding, at least it seems like for now, some level of support. So if you're a NAS trader, keep an eye on that. We could also take a look at, let's see what's next on our list here. Let's see if I can do this. It's space. That's the hotkey. So space, to get to the next one, for those of you guys who have watched this on TradingView, it's a really handy little thing. US 30, also similar boat, took a big dive here after the recent run up. To take a look at the Russell, also struggling a little bit here. You've got the Euro, which has been really beaten down recently. Here's your 4-hour chart, guys. And By the way, still interested on the euro. I mentioned this last week. Possible shorts, in my opinion, could be good around that 50% level, something that I'm watching for personally this week. If we can get a little bit more of a squeeze to the upside, I think there might be some good opportunities on the short side of the euro. Now, I'll explain a little bit more in detail that, and we could take a look together at my thought process on this. But yeah, again, euro looking pretty bearish, and I think you get some decent risk reward here. Just going with the trend. Again, nice downward trend overall. Retracement back to this level of support. Previously price found pretty good support in this area. So if we were to see, a retest of this huge breakout zone, I think you may have opportunity to see a lower euro going forward. So that would be my take on the euro this week. Bearish outlook, kind of still a soft bullish outlook on that. Let's keep going. We'll take a look at the pound USD. Similar camp here, but for me, probably waiting for pullbacks. If you're a pound bear, I think that for me, probably more interest starts to come in once we get kind of this resistance, this retest of kind of structure could be interesting. If you get your trend lines drawn across the top here, again, you have some room, I think, to see price go bullish short term. So this is a 4-hour chart. So, possibly if we see a strong start to the pound dollar this week, I might be looking to fade that. Now, of course, there's a big asterisk next to a lot of these charts, guys, because again, we have central bank stuff this week. And so whenever we have central bank stuff, I'm very cautious. I'm very, I'm only going to take top tier setups because, central bank things can come out and just boom, make a move one way or the other for the markets. So let's keep going. So that's the pound again, looking for possible pullback plays here this week. Dollar yen. We've talked about this one quite a bit. Dollar yen, resistance overhead, right? Big resistance here, here, here. I'm looking to see for bullish setups if we could actually get a breakout through the highs. So if we get something like this, like if we get a strong enough break to really clear the previous highs, that would be big for me because right now I'm not necessarily convinced. I'm looking at this thing with a question mark and I'm saying, okay, bulls, do you actually have the strength here to put in a higher high, right? We need that higher high, in my personal opinion, from a price action standpoint. Can we get a solid higher high before we look for pullback buys? In my opinion, I like that setup. So I'm watching that. UJ trying to run, says Tim. We'll see. Again, I would like to see if we can break through those highs. And if so, very interested in possible pullbacks. This is nicely confirmed also by the EDGEFINDER, which has a pretty bullish reading on dollar yen. It's been bullish on dollar yen. So, a nice push to the upside recently. By the way, guys, that euro and pound weakness that I mentioned, confirmed also by the EDGEFINDER. So I like those setups, especially because, again, the EDGEFINDER giving it a nice bearish reading gives me that nice extra confirmation. What that tells me, guys, what I can infer using the EDGEFINDER is that based on the data that we have, economic figures are favoring dollar bullishness right now. Now, remember, if you're an EDGEFINDER user, it's usually these last 4 columns: GDP comparisons, inflation, unemployment, and interest rates. The EDGEFINDER is factoring these things into the algorithmic score that it puts out and giving us a bias. Now, if that sounds fancy or convoluted, it's because it's really not. It's really not that complicated. The coding and the algorithm behind the EDGEFINDER is pretty complicated, but the actual, if you think logically just about what the EDGEFINDER is trying to do, it's trying to take in data and interpret it in a way that is simple and adds confirmation to our trading. That is purely what the EDGEFINDER's purpose is to do. So when we take a look at, the dollar yen, we want to look at certain things. We want to look at, the commitment of traders data. Is dollar yen, is big money buying the dollar and selling the yen? Are they buying the yen? Are they selling the dollar? These are important statistics to take a look at. And so the EDGEFINDER does that for us. That is the whole point. It is an automation tool. It is an AI tool that basically pulls in a bunch of data and interprets and puts out biases in the market. So anyways, for me, dollar yen, nice confirmation there. I like this possible bullish break. And if we do get that breakout to the upside here this week, I think there may be a nice upward momentum move that could be interesting. Evan says, I'm currently watching CAD yen. CAD yen popped up bullish. Just we'll take a detour for a moment, take a look at CAD yen. CAD yen, very bullish chart. Definitely love the technicals here on this, but probably a little ways for me before there is a setup here for possible buys, maybe a pullback to like 108.8, but really not a chart that I trade personally too much. I like, usually dollar crosses and yen crosses. So maybe CAD yen could be interesting. But there's lots to look at here. So let's keep going with the watch list. Let's talk about the big one, guys. Gold. Let's have a look at gold. What do you guys think? Bullish, bearish on gold? Do me a quick favor in the chat. Drop what you think. Are you bullish? Are you bearish on gold? Gold is one of the most popular things in our Telegram channel, which, by the way, if you guys are not already in the Telegram channel, let's drop the Telegram channel link today. Something different. We'll throw Chandler for a loop. Chandler, if you don't have the Telegram loop, you may have it. You may have it in your coffers somewhere. If you don't have it, I'm going to get it just in case, but I'll send it to you too, Chandler, so you can save it. One sec. Okay, Chandler's going to get it for us. Chandler's the man. Thank you, Chandler. Stay tuned, guys. We'll drop the link to the Telegram. By the way, we had a ton of people join the Telegram channel, and if you're not in the Telegram channel, it is free game. Frank and I are putting out detailed analysis every day throughout the trading week, and it is genuinely free to join. We put out some good stuff in there. So here it is. Thank you, Chandler. Chandler has done us a solid and gotten the Telegram channel. For anybody who would like the Telegram channel, click that link. It will take you to the Telegram. I think we're about to hit 33,000 viewers. No pressure, Frank, who can hear me right now. No pressure. 33,000 people watch what you say every day. Same here. So, just a casual. Anyways, gold here for a second, guys. So again, you guys shared your thoughts on gold in the chat. Some bearish biases, some bullish. It actually seems like there's slightly more bears in the chat for gold, which is really interesting. I'm going to say Samu. Samu Kello, hopefully I said your name correctly. Bearish so far, but not safe to execute a trade. Okay, that's fair. I think, generally speaking, I'll show you guys where I'm at with the EDGEFINDER on gold. Last week was a hot inflation week, so I'm bearish on gold, but price action is not yet playing ball. I'll elaborate. Regular viewers, you know exactly where I'm going with that. There's just a little bit of interest. Retail sentiment in terms of actual positions, pretty mixed. Retail is not long or short. It's pretty in the middle. So that doesn't really give us too much confirmation. COT bias, pretty bearish for gold. So big money seems to be shorting gold. We'll go to smart money in just a second. We'll bring in Frank for that. That is his cup of tea. So he'll come do some COT with us. I haven't even looked at it this week. So I got in late last night. We the wife and I went down to Dothan, Alabama, and it is as rural as it sounds. It was a cool place though. We had fun. We hung out with some friends, celebrated somebody's getting into medical school. It was really cool. Anyways, so gold overall bearish reading for us, -4. COT seasonal trends suggest the month of September here is a weaker month for gold. GDP, which so far, by the way, has come true. GDP and inflation, big one, inflation, right? This past week, inflation was hot in the US. That number put some pressure on gold, and I think for good reason. So unemployment, however, slipped a little bit, helping out gold. Remember, gold tends to do better when unemployment numbers tick higher, or if there's some struggle in the labor market. And interest rates, finally, of course, not having too much of an impact because interest rates haven't really been too movement heavy recently. Anyways, so gold from a technical perspective, however, looks bullish, right? The technical chart here looks strong. Now, how do I play that? Jacob asks, where can I find this EDGEFINDER? If you want to copy the EDGEFINDER, message us. If you are a stream viewer, you get a heavy discount just by being here. If you would like access to our software, I should mention this before we continue. If you guys want a copy of the EDGEFINDER, click this link right here. It will take you to a place where you can chat with a representative who can set you up with training material for free, give you some more information about the EDGEFINDER. If you want a copy, if you're interested in getting one, again, message us, chat with someone on our team. They're in the chat right now, ready to help you out. If you want to get a copy, it is not free, fair warning, but it is, it is a very valuable tool that we've invested quite a bit of time, money, and team energy into building. So if you'd like a copy, message us and find out more for yourself. If you have any questions, etc. Gold, like I said, technically looks bullish. How do I trade this? Well, cautious. I'm not necessarily bullish because, again, the fundamentals lean bearish for me, but I'd have to actually start to see failure in order to start to get bearish. Now, will we get that? Possibly. Again, it could go longer than expected, though, right? That's why I'm not bearish. This thing could stay technically bullish for a while, so I'm not going to rush to conclusions. I'm going to wait for price to start showing me like, okay, now it's starting to break lower. We are at resistance, to be fair. There is possibly a case to be made for this 1930 level being sold. But for me, just based on, I like this momentum when it was happening. I took shorts that didn't work out for me, but shorts previously had worked out great. So I'm going to wait for another opportunity to actually get short on gold. If I do get short, it will be after we start to see, failure. Because again, I don't want to jump to conclusions. This thing could break out and run for a little while before getting bearish. So I'm going to wait for price action to confirm my fundamental view from the EDGEFINDER. Hopefully that makes sense, guys, but I use the EDGEFINDER to help me confirm fundamentals, commitment of traders, sentiment stuff. And then, of course, I actually execute on my technical charts, which, again, everyone uses technical charts, but not everybody looks at fundamentals. And I think there's something to be said for that. Anyways, we're gonna do now our COT segment of the week, which is basically where we take a look together at what institutional money has been doing. Are they buying? Are they selling? What are they buying? What are they selling? How much are they buying? How much are they selling? Think about it, guys. If you have the knowledge, if you have the ability to take a look at what institutional money tends to be doing, are they flowing into the dollar? Are they flowing into gold? Are they flowing out of the Japanese yen? Having this information can be really powerful stuff. It's why we pay attention closely between Frank and I on the trading side. We pay close attention to this stuff every week, and every Monday we do this segment together. So stick around. We'll be taking a look at the COT together in just a moment. But before we do that, we're going to run a quick commercial break to thank our sponsors, and then we'll be joined with Senior Master Powerful Analyst Frank Kabibi. So we'll be right back with Frank in just a second after this break.
Attention A1 Trading Show fans. If you're interested in getting free access to the EDGEFINDER or our premium trade alerts, listen up. For a limited time, our show's partnered broker 8cap is giving out free access to our products when you sign up for a new trading account with them. If you already have a broker, you may want to consider switching to 8cap because of their low trading costs, a wide range of trading assets, and their amazing customer support. If you'd like to get access to our software and Discord server for free, click the link being dropped in the chat right now and ask one of our team members for more information. Don't miss your chance for free products and an award-winning broker. Now back to the A1 Trading Show.
All right, and we are back with Senior Master Analyst Frank Kabibi. Hey, Frank.
Hello.
That introduction, maybe that's your new title.
Senior Master. Yeah, I think that'll work. I like
it's like
that
three
one.
synonyms, like all back to back.
Professor, Master,
Professor,
whatever.
Priest, Lord, Master, whatever you want. All right, Frank. So, guys, if you're not familiar, Frank is, of course, the other guy who helps inside of our Discord channel and also with the development of the tools that we use on stream. Frank, we're taking a look at the Smart Money Tracker. I gave us a little bit of an introduction as to why this stuff matters, of course, looking at big money. Have you looked at it yet? And is there anything that has stuck out to you today?
Yes. So indices is tough because the other ones, the tech and the US 30 blue chips are not very strong to the bullish side. However, the S&P saw the biggest net long change
I saw
on
that.
the EDGEFINDER from last week. Granted, USD did too as well. And I think it's going to be pretty much a battle of tug of war between the two because it's largely expected to be a rate pause again this Wednesday. However, despite what CPI has showed us over the past couple months, I'd say, is sticky wages price inflation, and just stubborn levels overall. We're seeing rises in CPI, or they just don't change.
Yep.
We're just seeing what is pointing more towards dollar bullishness. And a while ago, we were bearish dollar because inflation was coming down, and it was complying with what the Fed wanted, and so was the labor market. But now we're seeing higher NFP numbers. We're seeing higher inflation. So I don't know. The expectation is still like, I think on the Fed Watch tool, it's like 99% think it's going to be a pause. But I don't know how you can really justify that. So I'm not really looking for longs on the indices right now. But just based on the data, it seems like the Fed may want to hike. And I know people don't expect it, but I'm going to keep that in mind, that it might end up being a hike.
Yeah, I think it's probably fair, Frank, to think like, the other side to that is that if inflation is no longer complying as much, and for people in the audience who are newer to this stuff, I know this stuff can sound like a foreign language to you. The basic idea is that, we've struggled with inflation globally. Many, countries struggling with it in the last, 2 years. Inflation is a serious problem that central banks don't want. So how do they combat it? They raise interest rates to slow down the economy, which is what is contributing to the inflation for the most part, that or supply issues. But one thing that, as Frank just mentioned, we saw inflation going in the right way. That was just a clean sweep, bullish market for gold, for indices, and really tough on the dollar. We've seen that kind of slow down, especially with last week's CPI data, which again, the EDGEFINDER has properly, I think, already computed as like, oh, that's kind of bearish. Let's hold up on some things. And so, again, a rate hike, it properly, it's bearish for gold, right? Bearish for gold, bearish for indices. It puts pressure on pretty much everything except the dollar, especially even other currencies. So one thing, I want to point out here, Frank, we added this net change column, as you are aware, but for viewers, this is game changer. This shows us, this one column takes into account everything that's happened in the previous week, and it shows us what's going on. So as Frank mentioned, the S&P saw a big boost, like a big net bullish move last week. But that's pretty much all that was written for, I guess, for indices. Let's keep going. As Frank mentioned, a tick up in USD bullishness from big money. So we're not talking about just across the board. We are talking about, guys, we're talking about hedge funds, we're talking about banks, we're talking about speculators that have a lot of money on the line, and they're moving into the dollar right now. They're moving out of gold. They're selling gold. They're selling silver. They're selling the NASDAQ. They're selling the Dow. And interestingly enough, despite that, they're bullish S&P, bullish USD. And for currency traders out there, quick look at the pound, bearish on the pound, euro, bearish on the euro. So it seems like perhaps there's a little bit of a pivot coming into the market right now where there's some bullishness in the US dollar and some hesitation as we get into that late September seasonally kind of bearish month for indices. It seems like it's coming true so far, right? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, of course, on the seasonal side of things, we pay close attention to what seasonally historically happens in particular markets. And seasonally, we just know that if you take a look at, like, for example, let's look at the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ seasonally struggles this month, and it seems like seasonal data is reigning supreme right now. Look, it's what happened. It's like exactly what might be expected. If you're a seasonal trader, you love this, right? If Ivan is trading the S&P 500 right now, he's super happy because I know Ivan is a seasonal trader. This stuff is powerful because, again, we know the month of September, for whatever reason, doesn't even really matter the reason. There's a slowdown. Perhaps there's some, people come back from the summer months, they sell some positions off kind of thing. That's, I know, what Ivan has suggested in the past, but it's an interesting time just to see kind of how everything impacts, the markets. But Frank, so now that we've taken a quick look at COT, what is your play for the week? What is your move? Are you still bearish gold? Are you trading dollar, trading indices at all?
Yes, and no, not yet. So I'm looking at gold right now. I have it pulled up on the 4-hour chart, and despite its attempts to break this level on that falling trend line, it just can't do it. And today is also showing some more rejection on the day. The hourlies, or the 4 hours, about to close here in a couple minutes. So that's probably what it's going to look like. And I'm going to look for more shorts on the dollar. I also wanted to take a look at the 2-year yield, which kind of had a crazy move last night before coming all the way back. Still above the 5% mark, but seeing that spike and then it come all the way down is kind of strange. I've never seen a move like that. I don't know if I've ever seen the yield curves move so hard in only a couple hours time, but I think that spike is a little concerning. It tested levels, it broke previous levels of resistance that were pretty strong. I know it came back, but the fact that it went all the way up there to nearly 5.5% is something to be concerned about if you're on the risk on side. And because of this, I was looking at dollar pairs. I'm in an AU short right now. Just, seeing where it's going, but I can't remember the exact entry, but yeah, so far it's looking pretty well. And yeah, I'm happy with this trade so far.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Frank, thank you as always for coming on and doing the COT reports. We do this every Monday, guys. Frank, he pops in and out of the stream, but if you guys follow our Telegram channel, which we linked earlier, let's drop it one more time. Frank does more of our written content. So, between Frank and I at A1 Trading, I'm more the video guy. Sometimes I drag him onto the videos, but he is exceptional in terms of his writing and his written content, which if you follow us on our newsletter or Telegram, you're pretty much listening to Frank. So catch him there on the Telegram, totally free. The link is in the chat right now. And Frank, thank you for coming on, and we'll see you next time, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. All right, guys. So again, recap of what was just talked about. For me, with Frank, we just went through that COT report together, and I like where the EDGEFINDER is sitting. It's mostly bullish dollar, bearish gold, bearish indices this week. That is my game plan, right? If you guys come here on Mondays, if there's one stream you shouldn't miss each week, it's Mondays, because Mondays pretty much are game day in terms of setting up the plan for the week ahead. So real quick, if you've enjoyed our stream here so far, take half a second, hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe wherever you're watching. If you're watching on my channel or the A1 Trading channel, definitely take a second. Smash that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. This is totally free game, guys. I mean, Frank and I, we do this ourselves anyways. We're trading our own money. So, we throw on these streams, and it's a little bit more than that. There's a wonderful team of people that make these streams possible, and we would also appreciate your support with thumbs up. So again, join our Telegram, which was just linked in the chat. And also, I should say, if you guys want a copy of the software that Frank and I are kind of spearheading, the EDGEFINDER here, if you would like a copy, we've got discounted sales going off right now. If you would like a copy of the EDGEFINDER, direct message our staff here. We have a couple people who are trained to set people up with a copy of our software. Again, our software is basically an AI, software that takes data in from the markets and puts out output. It is where I find my watch list each and every week. So if you can't make the streams, get yourself a copy of the EDGEFINDER. It's discounted right now, and we do have plans to raise the price in the future. We have so many new features coming up. And again, with all the demand for the product, and as well as our costs going up as well, we do have plans to raise the price. So, that's not just a bluff. We do genuinely have a lot of overhead with building and maintaining a software like this, and we do plan on actually raising the price. So if you've been thinking about it, take advantage before you miss that. And with that said, guys, thank you for tuning into the stream. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your trading day. Trade safe, trade smart, trade small. Remember, keep your position sizes small. That is a big, big thing. And we'll see you guys back next time. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And if you create a new trading account with ACAP, you can get tools like the EDGEFINDER completely for free. Check the link in the description for more information. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.